Athanasius Kircheri ex mundo subterraneo liberduo de opificio globi terreni, caput sexto, de proportione globi terrae ad solem ac lunam. In itinerario extatico diximus, solem et lunam caetarosque planetas, tantam quo ad magnitudinem corporis uniquique congruam, distantiamque unius ab altero, proportione quantita fuisse, ut semper unus globus sit in sphera activitatis alterius, id est singuli diffusorum radiorum reciproco, quodam affluxu se afficiant, quod apertum est signum admirandae proportionis, longitudinis, seu intercapitenis, quad inviciem distant. Si itaque sol sub eadem distantia, quam in mundo a terra habet, maior vel minor esset, tunc sicuti maior nimiam luce, quam maximam semper partem terreni orbis strinxisset, ita maximam intemperiem rerum induxisset, sub pollis quoque ultra semestre spatium, hemispherium ultra medietatem illuminasset, unde in toto terrarum orbe maxima dierum et noctium inaequalitas, maxima ani et mirum quantum disparata quatur stationum constituta orta, summam quoque et in inevitabilem confusionem causaset. Si verum sol minor, quam modo est, fuisit, omnia quoque friguris et tenebrarum detrimenta consecuta fuisent, dum citra medietatem globum tantum illuminasset. Ea itaque globus terrenus proportione constitutus est, ut nulla sit in mundo gens, quae de insufficiente caloris, lucisque portione conqueri possit. Aut naturam in simulare non nullis, in distributione lucis necessariae, praestitae negligentiae. Sed dehis vide artem nostra magnam lucis et umbrae, filionem quinginti septim. Quoniam porro solare iubar, plurimum ex continuo lucis calorisque diffusi affluxu damni inferre potrat, hinc aeterni opifici sapientia aliud terraqueam lunae corpus soli posuit, ut quod pertinax aestus solaris efficacia torridum siccum exustumque redidisset, hoc virtute sua et innata humiditate ad aequam temperiem reduceret, et ne ut pote vicinio terrae eidem plus aequo humiditatis copiam et ubertate officeret, eam luce nunc crescere, nunc decrescere voluit, tum ad exactius temperamentum consuetudinem rerum sublunarium, tum ad innumeros alios usus et emolumenta, quae in decursu operis huius declarabuntur. Neque otiosus censebitur reliquus planetarum coros, dum quisque sui officii partes, ea in mundana aeconomia industria exequitur, quas singulis aeternae sapientiae lex praescripsit. Dequibus cum in itinerario extatico egerimus, eo lectorem remittimus. Isitaque praemisi siam terreni globi fabricam et constitutionem prosequamur. From Athanasius Kircher's Subterranean Realm, Book 2, on the working of the earthly globe, Chapter 6, on the proportion of the globe of the earth to the sun and the moon. In our ecstatic journey, we stated that the sun and the moon and other planets seem to be formed in such a foundational proportion, both pertaining to the size of each body and to the distance of each from another, such that one globe is always in the sphere of activity of the other. That is, each is affected itself by a certain reciprocal influx of diffused rays, which is a clear sign of the admirable proportion, length, or distance by which they are situated from one another. Consider if the sun were the same distance from the earth and the rest of the cosmic realm, and if it were greater or lesser in size. If greater, it would have hung out to dry the greatest part of the earth's globe with excessive light, and thus would have introduced the greatest unseasonability of things beneath the poles. Also, it would have illumined the opposite half of the hemisphere for more than half a year, whence at the poles arose the greatest inequality of days and of nights throughout the whole globe of the earth, the greatest inequality of the year, and the strangely disparate establishment of the 4 cardinal stations, which also caused greatest inevitable confusion. But if the sun were smaller than it is now, all the harms of cold and of darkness would have followed, since it had only illuminated less than half of the globe. Therefore, the earthly globe is constituted in such proportion that there is no nation in the world that can complain of an insufficient portion of heat and of light, or that some people accuse nature of negligence in the distribution of the necessary light. But on these points, see our great Art of Light and Shadow, folio 57. Since, moreover, the solar radiance could inflict much harm by continuous influx of light and diffuse heat, hence the wisdom of the eternal Maker placed another earthly body, the moon, opposite to the sun, so that what the persistent solar heat had effectively rendered torrid, dry, and scorched, she may, by her own power and innate humidity, reduce to an even temperature. And lest, since she be any closer to the earth, she may interfere with its abundance and fertility, he willed it to increase and decrease in light, both to establish a more exact balance of subluminary things, and for countless other uses and advantages, which shall be explained in the course of this work. Nor will the remaining choir of the planets be considered idle when each one diligently carries out the parts of his office in the cosmic economy, which the law of eternal wisdom has prescribed for each. Concerning which matters, as we have already covered in our ecstatic itinerary, we shall refer the reader there. So then, now with these premises, let us proceed with the construction and constitution of the globe of the earth.